Welcome to the Popish Plot. I'm Nate.
I'm Jessica.
And I'm Mike.
And today we're back with the second half of November's Blesseds for the month of November.
Mm-hmm. And we skip over the 16th completely and go straight on to the 17th with a name
Eastern she's not even going to try and pronounce.
Very few vowels.
let me see if I can pull this off.
Blessed Josaphat. We'll simply butcher the last name.
I don't know.
I mean, can try.
It's Blessed Josaphat Kocylovskyj.
Born 1876, died 1947, from Pakosivka, Poland. Was a bishop and arrested by the communists twice and was sent to a labor camp in Kiev, where he died of a cerebral hemorrhage.
So, see, he would have wanted to be able to be like St. Ignatius of Antioch, because, they were totally going to murder him, and then he died from technically natural causes. They were probably brought on by his treatment there, but, not directly.
Then we have Blessed Salomea of Poland, a Polish princess.
Died much earlier.
Died in 1268. So this was not at all related to persecutions regarding Nazism.
Or communism.
I mean, 47. Okay.
But it was the Soviets.
Yeah, no, that would have been. They were a Polish princess and were married to Prince Koloman of Hungary. Was widowed at a young age and became a poor Clare, founding a convent and becoming an abbess.
Which, again, founding a convent is a very good way to become an abbess, because, you found it. Of course you're going to be put in charge.
It's also an excellent way to spend your widowdom.
Well, and a young widow who devotes herself to good works, that reminds me very much of St. Elizabeth of Hungary, who is, of course, related to everyone.
Yes. On
November the 18th, we have Blessed Grimoaldo of the Purification. Awesome name.
Yeah.
1883 to 1902, very short life. Born Fernando Santamaria in Pontecorvo, Frosinone, Italy. Prophesied the date of his own death and a cardinal's death. Multiple people had visions of him after his death.
Yeah,
that's spooky.
There's some other stuff, like there's at least one story of him levitating in prayer and things, and
note to self: get to know Grimoaldo of the Purification.
Seriously, right?
Way more put together than I was at 19.
Along with them, on the 18th, we have Blessed John Shoun from Miyako, Japan.
Died 1619
by being burned alive at Nagasaki.
Jeez Louise.
Something about burning people alive over there. That period of time in Japan, apparently,
It is one of the most effective persecutions of all time.
I mean, yeah.
On one hand, they probably had a fair amount of trees, but, I mean, given how all of our stereotypes of knowing of that time, it's like, you had so many swords. Why weren't you just beheading everyone? It takes so much more work to burn someone alive.
Maybe it was too honorable a death. We really want to stamp out this Christianity thing, so we're going to go to extravagant lengths to make it as gruesome as possible.
One of them, Blessed Karolina Kozka, born 1898, died 1914.
Wow.
From near Zabawa, Lesser Poland.
Yes.
What was under Austria-Hungarian control at the time.
Yeah, we don't have a birthplace because it was like, this village doesn't have a name, but here's the next town that you've heard of.
Yeah.
Was murdered by a Russian soldier. Monsters.
And then,
but I have a grandfather like that. He wasn't born in a town. The best we can do is he was born in this county. On November 19th, we've got Blessed Salvatore Lilli, 1853 to 1895. A Franciscan who was a missionary to Jerusalem and Marasco, Armenia, who built schools, clinics, and houses in the remote villages to which he preached. Was killed by the occupying Turks and is counted as one of the martyrs of Armenia.
Those jerks.
are you going to go with those jerks, the Turks?
Yes.
Turks are jerks.
At least during this time and place.
They still deny the Armenian genocide, so they're still jerks. Not the Turkish people, just Turkish government.
Officials. I'm sure, given the way history works, there's some, people who are living in Turkey whose family, had to live through that.
Then we have Blessed Francis Siedliska.
On the 21st.
On the 21st. Born 1842, died in 1902. So, yeah, you got 60 years in there.
Mm-hmm.
Who has one of those names that you love. It's like they
I
put
do.
all the Jesus God Bibles together.
Hey, you want to cover all your bases.
How can you not love, and also known as...
In religious life known as...
Mother Mary of Jesus the Good Shepherd. I mean, that's just fantastic.
She founded a religious order. Also a good way to become a blessed. Mm-hmm. If you want to become an abbess, found your own convent. You want to become a blessed, found your own religious order, then you're going to have people praying for you. Mm-hmm. That's the disadvantage lay people have. Mm-hmm. No organized prayer for us.
Except for in the modern era, we have a prayer chain.
We do.
So
I can imagine, my ladies group texting at 8 a.m. in the group text.
Mm-hmm. That's why we mute those.
I've tried making it so that this combination of things results in never informing me what it is, so I can just look and see that there's a note. It doesn't matter. No matter what I do, it dings.
Oh, no. Make no mistake. They'll do that. You just have to, each time one pops up, every time the Hydra raises its head, you got to cut it off. 2 more are going to rise, but still. On November the 22nd, Blessed Baldji, Oghlou, Ohannes, 1860 to 1895, part of a group of 8 Franciscans martyred in Mujuk Dersi, Armenia, by the Turks, who were still jerks.
They're still jerks.
And, you got this one.
Blessed Toros Oghlou David, died 1895, part of the same group as what Mike just stated.
So we know the names of 2 of the Franciscans martyred on that date.
The other 6? Well, all they're missing is us butchering the pronunciation of their names. Mm-hmm. Now, November 23rd, Blessed Miguel Pro, 1891 to 1927, from Guadalupe, Mexico, was a Jesuit killed by a firing squad. And the beautiful thing about Blessed Miguel Pro is we have photographs of his martyrdom. The communists thought this would be great propaganda for them. Turned out to be great propaganda for him. So we have photographs of him in civilian clothes because clerics were not allowed to wear clerics. Just before his martyrdom, making his body cruciform. It's beautiful.
Also, remember not to confuse Blessed Miguel Pro with Blessed Miguel Amateur.
But
All right. On the 24th.
I don't know how you didn't see that coming.
Because this is such a well-known blessed that I'm like, should I put him in? Like, it did the name, and I'm like, I know that name. And then immediately popped up the picture. I'm like, oh, yep, him.
that's the guy.
Anyway, on the 24th, we have a Blessed Lawrence PeMan, who died in 1856. And all we pretty much know is that he was a martyr of China who was beheaded.
Mm. So Japan is fire. China is beheading.
Well, China has less trees.
Mm. Well, it's more than just that. In 1856, they're in the middle of the Taipei Rebellion. It was just a chaotic time. Awful, awful, awful.
We also have on the 24th, Blessed Maria Anna Sala, who is a nun of the Sisters of Marcellina in Vimercate, Italy. Vimercate, Italy.
She was also a school teacher, and she lived from 1829 to 1891.
Yeah, sorry, I keep skipping over the dates.
Lastly, on November 24th, we have Blessed Thaddeus Lieu, died 1823, a Chinese martyr who was a priest and missionary and was strangled to death in prison. Eesh.
And then on the 26th, we have Blessed Gaetana Sterni, who was born in 1827, died in 1889. Not a terribly short life.
That's fine.
Widowed time within reasonable.
No, yeah. Widowed at a young age, after all her family obligations were done, she worked in a hospice for beggars and founded the Daughters of the Divine Will.
Probably one of those saints who died essentially of exhaustion from all the good work she was doing. And, all the penances and mortifications, that she wasn't getting enough calories.
Possibly. It didn't have too many details.
Of course.
I just spent time trying to figure out exactly, like, The article I read on her was not all that clear on.
Well, and that's part of why these people remain blesseds, because their stories aren't tremendously well documented, which discourages the formation of a proper cultus around them, so there are fewer people praying for miracles that would result in their canonization. And on November 27th, Blessed Alexius Nakamura died 1619, born of a noble family in Japan, and then was relatively mercifully beheaded in Nagasaki.
Yes.
Oh, no, sorry. There's a whole bunch on that
there's
day.
There's a
Next
large
page.
selection.
We also have Blessed Anthony Kimura, died the same year, 1619, born of a noble family in Japan, and was also beheaded in Nagasaki with 10 companions.
So we know there should be a total of 11 people. We do not have 11 people here.
Blessed Bartholomew Sheki. I'll do this group. They're all this group.
Nope. Let me just note which ones. All right. This one's not one of that group, and this one's not one of that
Blessed
group.
Bartholomew Sheki, 1619, member of a royal family in Ferrando, beheaded at Nagasaki. We take a break.
Saint Basileus and companions, they may still be alive because we don't know when they died.
But he's sainted, so they must be.
Yeah, this is one of those ones where, yeah, they're not blessed, but I love the fact that we know absolutely nothing about them.
We know
don't
their
know
names.
when they lived. We know their names. We know he was a bishop.
He was a bishop,
We
martyred.
don't know where he was a bishop.
No, but Bishop martyred with Auxilius and Saturninus in Antioch, Turkey. So we can reasonably postulate that that's in the fairly early centuries, because there's not a ton of cats named Auxilius and Saturninus.
Yes,
No,
but it's
there
almost a lighthearted death compared to the rest of these ones that are getting beheaded in Nagasaki.
And
Martyred, we don't know how.
And given that they were in Antioch, and given that they were in Antioch,
Yeah.
and at least one of them was a bishop, there's only a few different sees in Turkey around that time. It's not like really, they were still at the very disparate bishoprics.
Mm-hmm. So, back to Japan. Blessed John Ivanango and John Montajana probably, 1619, martyrs of Japan, beheaded at Nagasaki. Blessed Leo Nakanishi, martyr of Japan, died 1619. Blessed Matthias Kosaka and Matthias Nakano, the two Matthii, 1619, members of noble houses, arrested in Omura and then beheaded in Nagasaki. Blessed Michael Takeshita, Jesuit martyr of Japan. Blessed Thomas Kotenda and companions, martyrs of Japan, all
And
1619.
Just to wrap it up with a little bit of a palate cleanser, we have Blessed James Thompson, who died in 1582, was a priest from York. That's York, England, not New York, America.
Original recipe, York.
Yep. And they were hanged to death. And given that time, that probably falls under another doggone you, Henry VIII.
No, that's Bloody Queen Bess.
Oh, is it? Mm-hmm. Okay. Mm-hmm. The other ones were 15, so I just...
The 1530s.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. No, totally reasonable.
Remembering years was why I didn't go into history.
No worries.
And then finally, November 29th.
Oh, come on, Jess, you can say that.
Blessed Dionysius.
Yeah, Dionysius. You just ignore the spelling. We know it's pronounced Dionysius.
From 1638. They were born Peter Bartholot, entered the Carmelite order in Goa, India, after being a trader and a shipmaster.
Ooh.
And then was martyred in Incheon, Indonesia, with companions. No info on the companions. Mm-hmm. And I actually had to look it up, because I'm like, where is that? But they listed places he visited, because at first they're like Turkey. I'm like, he seems to be in Asia.
Well,
it's Asia Minor, but it's not.
It's possible, but that's awfully far. So, those are the Beati of November. A lot of martyrs.
Those are the buses we know. Those are the buses we know.
A lot of people's heads getting cut off, a lot of people being hanged, a lot of people being burned alive, but a lot of good work being done.
Yes.
And some just dying of old age.
And remember, if you are a reasonably young widow and you're looking for something to do with your life, maybe consider founding a convent or even a whole...
Found a whole
religious order.
A whole religious order. Get yourself up there
Make
in
sure
that
you
list.
include as many saints and or titles or attributes of God as you can in one order.
Yep.
I feel like if I did this, it'd be seen through as a transparent attempt just to get myself into heaven by recruiting people to pray for me. I mean, I need it, but... Comment below if you have any more information on some of these companions or some of these beati.
Or if there are particular saints you'd like us to pay a little more attention to.
So, give this episode a like, subscribe to our channel, ring the church bell to be notified the next time a plot is uploaded, and until then...
Remember to live your faith.
Love your faith.
Share that love.